Hello everyone, I'm the Herb Guy, and this is probably one of the biggest videos we're doing because we are doing the first, I guess, part or episode, whatever you want to call it, of our seed starting. So right here we have a couple different plants that can be seed started today. It's February 14th actually. So going down the line we have King Richard Leek, Common Sorrel, which I just did an Herb of the Month episode on for January. We have artichokes, borage, which is another herb actually, celery, and these are some flowers, snapdragon, hollyhock, and milkweed. And these zinnias are they're going to be planted here, but not for like another week. So we kind of just have them placeholder. In fact, I'm going to take those down. But without further ado, let's actually begin with this big series. So starting with the King Richard Leek, a lot of these seeds came from Botanical Interests, which is, I think, Epic Gardening's seed company. So I have a link down below for that. We also have organic Ferry-Morse brand, which I got at a local hardware store, Lowe's. But let's begin with the leek. Kind of see the seeds, they're like black seeds, and they're gonna be one quarter of an inch deep. So I'm gonna use this little paintbrush. Right, here we go, and we're just gonna, sorry if my arm is blocking this. Put it in there. Alright, I'm just gonna cover. Alright, we've finished the leek. The leeks have been done. So now I'm just gonna put a little label here. Put it in this little back spot right here. We got that first one done. Let's start now. Let's do the Green Globe Improved Artichoke. And you know, artichokes actually grow on like a bush, and they're like kind of like flower buds almost. So it's kind of interesting how they grow. Oh, that's interesting. They put it in like another bag, number 267. No pun intended. Artichoke seeds are like massive, like sunflower seeds almost. And just do our holes. Sounds weird, but seeds in there. Nice to have one I can actually see rather than the dark seeds from the leek. Alright, we got the artichokes in. Now we're going to once more label them. In goes the label. Continuing on, now we're with some of the herbs. Got sorrel, which could probably go outside right now, but it's pretty rainy and it's also like 40 degrees outside, so probably not the best idea. Pebbles. I'm surprised you can even call those like seeds. Okay, all the seeds. Hopefully they made it into their respective spots. Our last herb here, we have borage, which I actually have a Fun Fact Friday short about. By the way, I'm probably not going to do that series anymore, mainly because it's just a lot of work to do it. But they got the nice blue, sweet flowers, supposedly. The seeds, those are pretty big seeds, actually. Oh, and I just remembered I forgot to label the sorrel, but we'll do that after I sow these borage seeds. I'll just lightly cover them and make sure to remember to label these. I'm dual wielding labels now. Alright, we got the sorrel label. Alright, so I labeled the borage and the sorrel here. As you can see, Rumex acetosa and Boragio officinalis. But next, we're going to move on to our tall Utah celery from Ferry-Morse seeds. Alright, these go an 1/8 of an inch into the ground, so it's not really a lot. Oh god, remember the sorrel seeds? These are even worse. No wonder celery seeds are used as a spice. Alright, I actually put multiple seeds in here because these are so small that it's probably going to be hard to tell whether I put one in or not until it's two. Alright, we are done with our celery, so now we're going to go over here. I'm just going to move you a little bit. We got a huge assortment of peppers, or pepper seeds. And 2 of them are going to go into two seeds and 2 little cells. Sorry. So just scoot you back to where you belong. And let's begin with... And now we're moving on to some of these flowers. We got the snapdragon from Botanical Interests. Alright, let's open up the snapdragon. To reveal hopefully not tiny seeds. Hope it's in another bag. Extremely tiny again. Oh god, they're worse than the celery seeds. Just drop a few into these holes that I never made. These look like spider mites. These seeds look like spider mites, not gonna lie. Sorry if this video seems kind of long, but I mean, it's hard to, film this, and it takes a while. Snapdragon, done. Let's now move on to our second and last one, the hollyhock. But weirdly, you have to rub this with sandpaper if you're trying to, do this. So, let's do that. Hopefully these seeds are not extremely tiny, like these snapdragons. These are really big seeds, but what we gotta do, we got some sandpaper, gotta lightly rub this on here. And then put it in. Alright, final seed inserted. Alright, final item is the milkweed butterfly flower. We planted this last year and it did really well. And we got a ton of monarchs. So it successfully worked. Do I say alright too much? I feel like I do. But we have the milkweed planted. It's the final seed for today. While I'm writing this, I hope you guys enjoyed this definitely long video. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna have probably 2 more parts to this. So stay tuned and have a nice evening or day, morning, afternoon, wherever you are.